Okay, the picture you see on the screen at the moment is, if I move this out of the way, move it, is the lightning conductor on top of the old distillery chimney, which is presented on Sharp Cap, which is a capture program for astronomy. Now, the reason I'm doing this is I'm setting up my scope to be aligned with the setting scope at the side, or the view scope, so that it's easy enough to set up in the dark. So I don't know if I can zoom in a bit. Not really used to this camera. But anyway, I'll leave it at that. Now, the setting up I've got this, as I say, that's iCap. You do the settings here for brightness and whatnot. You can zoom in and zoom out, providing I get rid of that. Now let's zoom to 800 times, and that physically is one of the conductors, lightning conductors. I think that's the one at the back. Let's zoom back out and you'll see what I mean, to 300%. The one that my mouse is on is the front one, and that is the back one, the very thin one. Now, to give you a quick run round, I think I'll put the light on here, makes it a bit clearer. So we have Sharp Cap, the astro capture program on the computer. What I have got here is the other program, Orion Starseek on the iPad. Now the reason for this is remotely controlling via an ad hoc wireless setup the telescope, which I'll show you in a minute. Now, just to show you, these are the buttons, the right ascension and buttons, and the declination buttons on the other side here that control the telescope. Basically, right ascension is left and right across the same as latitude on the Earth's surface, and longitude is the declination. So if I move this, one of these, I'll just put my camera on the screen, as you'll just need to take it that I'm pushing a button. You'll see the picture move, see? Right, now that was the right ascension, which is left and right. This is up and down, which is declination. See, we're coming down, moving down. Push that and we'll move back up again. It's very slow, because I've got it set up slow. You don't want it swaying across the picture. This is just basically to give you an insight into how I'm setting up my view scope on the on the telescope. Not much really else to show you there because I'm not used to the program, but what I will show you is the basic connections that this works on. I'm not using the zoom because this is a brand new camera and I haven't quite got used to it, but you can see the PC next to it. I found out one of the best things, I think, is when you're fiddling about with the telescope, you really need a laptop beside you, so that you can see what you're actually focusing on, instead of what I'm doing at the minute, running back and forward between the bedroom and the telescope, which is sitting in the front room, which I'll show you in just a minute. It's not a very good idea to try and set it up by moving the focus, running back to the computer. You just don't really manage it. Right, here's the setup now. You can see the iPad's not connected to anything except with its power plug, or it's connected to the mains to charge it. Just to show you this, I don't want to adjust the program, but you can zoom out, and there we are. It's set up on the Polaris, which is the pole star, which is the very end star on the little bear, or the, what is it, Ursa Minor, which is tells you up there. This is there's the Milky Way. I can't seemingly zoom in any further. And north. There's north there. Obviously the Polaris is the North Star, and can be found as the last star on Ursa Minor, or you've got Ursa Major, which is the Great Bear, this is the Great Bear, and that is the 7 stars. And if you go to that one, which is Merak and Dubhe, and you put a straight line between these two on the Great Bear or Ursa Major, it takes you to the pole star as well. Okay, right, getting a bit deviated here, but basically that's what the setup is now. Obviously the camera, they're quite cheapy at the moment. Webcam or astrocam is connected via that black wire. It's not going to show you very good, is it? Right, let's put that one. The screen's just gone into screen save mode at the moment, so I'll just put that back and it should come back up. Right, so it's just a USB connection which goes along this cable. Now this is the only connection I've got between the telescope and the PC, which goes back up to, kick that break. Now here we have the telescope here. With my modified mount, so that I can mount a camera on it. You can see the tripod ball mount mounted to the front of it. It's basically a handset, which I'm not using obviously because I'm controlling it from the computer, but it can be controlled from here if I want. Starseek, Orion Starseek there, which is, you see it's connecting with the laptop, an ad hoc Starseek wireless connection. That's all that does, and there's no wires connected to that from the computer, it's all done wirelessly. say the only wire between the telescope and the computer is the camera, because the power is even supplied to the scope to move it, obviously, through this battery pack, which connects back up to into there. Just hand box, that's what I'm trying to do. Just see underneath it says 15 volts, so that's the connection. The hand control unit, the AutoStar hand control, goes into the connection here with an RJ11 connection, and basically to set it up I had these eyepieces, Hygen eyepieces, 25mm, 4mm and 20mm. The higher the number, the less magnification it's got, and you really need that. If you put a high magnification on immediately, like this 4mm I've got here, you just zoom in too much to be able to set it up. So these are Hygens. Oh, there's an SR, which is I can't remember the name of that. The maker in that SR, that type. But these are Hygens. Ramsden, I think, or something. The S Ramsden SR. Ramsden eyepieces. Right, just basically show you what the scope's aiming at, because you've seen it on the computer but you haven't seen it out here, and I haven't got it shining through there. I'll take it up here. Oh, that's very dark again, but there's the level, I can't remember it now, the make of it, the webcam that sits on the top of the the focuser, which goes into the telescope. There's the view scope that I've been setting up. I'll poke the camera in the end and see what you can see. I don't know if you'll be able to see the chimney. Oh, it's fuzzy when you look through it. Oh, there it is there. Why am I having such a bother with this? I had it a minute ago. Oh, I think it's all about focus. There you see the tip of the chimney with the lightning conductor. I think that's the best focus I can get, actually. Obviously move your eye back and forward to get the best focus. That's as best as I can, and look up to the chimney now. There's the chimney there, way in the distance. Now if I can get this to zoom in, I'll zoom into the top of the chimney with the camera. Oh right, here we go. There we go. It's just a wide angled lens, so you're not going to get in much. There's the chimney there. Now that's what I'm looking at, the lightning conductor right in the top of that. So let's come back, a quick look down the end of the telescope. There's the telescope from the side. And that's about it basically. All I've got here is, it has been set up now. What I have down here is other eyepieces in the bag, in this sort of wee pocket thing. What else is there? Setting circles on the telescope, which are not used at the moment obviously because we're not staring at the heavens, we're staring at the chimney. There's the second one, that's the declination on the scope, right underneath the optical assembly, as you can see, is a Meade. The motor that drives that sits there. Oh dear. Trying to zoom in, but too close I think. That's the declination. This is the right ascension one, the right ascension drive motor, which will hold steady and it will come into focus. That's the right ascension setting circle, which is manoeuvrable to set it up. The declination one isn't, because obviously that doesn't change when you the declination is always a certain declination, but right ascension is the Earth's turning, is always changing. Right, that's about it. Just go back to the computer just now, so that's basically it. As you can see, if I set the camera, eventually this is what it's going to be set on this ball joint here. Obviously take a better picture of a wide angle of the sky as I'm observing, probably doing some star trails as well. You can see the chimney just poking above the trees there. And the Meade telescope, there's the details in the telescope just as you're interested. Focal length of 100